And we continue try to find a good romantic fantasy. Unfortunately, spoiler, it's not this one. Maybe again I have a high expectation of this book, but how couldn't I, right? First, post-apocalypse world, I love it. Second, utopia, I love it. Third, asylum, I love it. This dark, mysterious world where it's happened something catastrophic and now there no blue sky, no seasons anymore because this day it can be snow, second day it's a summer. People doesn't have food anymore because they couldn't grow anything because there are no seasons. Birds not flying anymore, animals all poison because the earth is poisoned too, and people is suffering and they don't have food. We see that there was some certain movement years ago, what is called reestablishment. They promised that they will make kind of utopia. It would be one language. People would be absolutely happy. They would be healthy. They would be strong. There would be plenty of food. There wouldn't be poor people. Like absolutely perfect world. And here we see main character. Her name is Juliette, and she is in asylum. And she has this superpower when she touch people and people dying. Again, it was at the beginning and during the book what I will love. It was a lot of her thoughts, how she's thinking, what is her emotional, how she analyzed the situation. It was actually very interesting to read. I love to read about some emotional sufferings, about this like old drama. It was nice. The beginning was amazing. And just like, yes, that's book what I need. This will be my favorite book. My expectation was growing and growing and growing even more. At the middle of the book, they will fall. And that was very sad. But before when we start to talk more about this book, let's short talk what's actually going on in the book for those people who haven't read it yet. What I love in this book also is that it's not so much to talk what's going on in the book, because mostly it was about sufferings, about emotional condition, about analyzation, her condition, right, of the main character. So, but it was happen few stuff also. So, a young girl who is 17 years old, her name is Juliette. She is spent 264 days in asylum. Of course, you can understand that there was really bad condition. She couldn't speak with anyone. Everyone is afraid her because when she touched someone, that person is die. And here one day she realized that she is not alone anymore, but here is her new cellmate. And his name is Adam. She realized that she actually seen him before, and actually he is her classmate. He is her close friend when she was child, right? She went to the school and everyone were afraid and hate her, of course, because she has this superpower, right? And if you will touch her, you will probably die. She attracted him because she also a good person, and she tried to do her best to help other people, even if it was a very bad turn to her. So during the school years, he tried to help her. He will fight with one boy who tried to throw the rock on her. And when someone say bad stuff about her, he tried to protect her. So they together spent few weeks in this asylum. They almost hadn't talked to each other because they didn't trust so much each other. Another day, she understood that she released from her cell. Here show up new character, Warner. Warner is the leader of the sector who belonged Adam also, and she understood that Adam actually soldier of Warner, and he spent with her few weeks in her cell just because to prove that she is sane. Warner started treat her as equal because he is real like her power, and he tried to convince her that she is a monster, as same as he, and he gave her power, and they together would be unstoppable. Everything more changed when Juliette understands that Adam actually can touch him. The next Wonder decided to make a next experiment with Juliette. They figure out that also Juliette can break a wall only with her touch. Eventually they decide to run with Adam, and it was successful. Only Wonder touched her leg, and he understood that he also has immunity of her powers. So it means that now he even have more stimuli to find her. Adam brings her to his house where he hide his little brother who is named James, and he is 10 years old. They spend there a couple of days. He shows up Adam's friend who is a soldier of Wonder also, and who was escaped from the Wonder, and Wonder will shoot him, but he anyway managed to escape him. They told that there is some safety place and he is willing to show them. They will agree, but he is Wonder finds them, start torture Adam. Juliette shot Wonder, and they together escape to this safety spot. So it's Adam, Juliette, Kenji, and James. So they came to the place what is called Omega Point. It was called Castle. Castle will explain Juliette that there are many people, a kind of opposition movement of their establishment, and they gathering their power during the years, and they have some strategic how to turn the world how it was before, because their establishment lied to them, and world is not so bad how they pretend, but they want that other people will suffer and believe in this, and still it's time to turn it how it was before. Also, Castle explained Juliette that there are 70 other people with a different kind of power. Someone is very flexible, someone can move the stuff, someone can be invisible, and someone healing, and others. So she is not alone, and she is understood that she wants to join them and fight their establishment. And now let's discuss this book. So in general, book is not so bad compared with other strange books. You can see that authors try to make at least something new, something interesting, and maybe next books would be more interesting, right? But this book so far is okay. It has some pluses. Let's discuss these pluses, right? So first, how I said the world. I like read about post-apocalypse book, especially about utopia. It's a very hard genre, but some authors do pretty good with this. Another what I like in the book is that there are only 3 main characters at the beginning. At the end, it's 6 main characters. So it's not so overwhelming, easy following the characters, easy to understand who is who and what they're doing, easy to understand the emotional and everything. So I love that it's not so many characters. Another what I love is their names. It's very simple names. It's Juliette, Adam, Wonder, who is without name, and we know only his surname, because seems in this book that to know other name you need to really make effort. We figure out that main character, her name is Juliette after 10-20 pages, Adam after 30-40 pages, and Wonder we still don't know what is his first name. So in this book it's hard with the name, but I think it's even plus. Not so many name of the places there, right? It's the Omega Point, what is very easy to pronounce it, so that's a plus too. So here we see only pluses on this side. I like that there's something new. There's no vampires, no dragons, no fairies, but a totally new old world. Okay, here we see that probably author inspired by movie X-Men, right, where they have these different abilities, and here kind of the same. But still it is something different. I just wanted that I would love this movie, but I don't love so much that movie. So book I'm not so interested also in this way. Another plus of the book that Adam is regular soldier. He is no Superman. He doesn't have any power, at least in the first book. Probably second, third it would be power, but still first he doesn't have any power. He just a good soldier from the regular family, and and he is kind of regular also, right? He has a good body. It's just regular soldier with regular body what is supposed to have soldier. We don't know how huge dick he has yet. Probably it would be in the next books, but I hope it would be not so big how it's supposed to be in the romantic fantasy book, and it would be kind of more natural. We see that Juliette, she is not regular girl. She already has superpowers. She already above of others. She has the same education like others, and she is kind of smart and wise person. And also she is very power and brave person. So we see that at the beginning she already above of mostly of others people. So what I love in this book compared with others, that you understand where is come love. You usually struggle to understand how it became that they suddenly start love each other. First they just like, oh my gosh, he is so erotic man and she is so much erotic woman. I won't have sex with her or him, and afterwards I love him so much. So for me, how I think for most people also, love is not only sex, it's plenty of other stuff, right? If love is only sex, so it's very sad and it wouldn't be survive many years. This book we see that they spent childhood together, that they went to the school. We seen abuse from his father to him and how he was crying because of his father, and he seen how people were bullying her and he tried to protect her. So I mean they already had connection, their own story together, right? So you can understood why it's so fast and they start love each other, and that's it with process. I think it's actually pretty a lot for this book I found. The story what is it start interesting, dramatic, tragedy, what I like, right? It eventually became more like sugar syrup, and I don't like it so much. What is another actually plus of the book that you can fast read it. It's Wonder and Adam and others try their best to protect Juliette, and it's in some ways so strange. 17 years, no one cared about her. She was suffering, everyone bullying her, but after 17 years, it's Wonder loved her, it's Adam loved her, it's cousin Wonder she would be on his side. Nobody would care about her 17 years, and suddenly everybody needs her very much. I like read about characters' thoughts. It's very interesting about her analysis of her life. She could do different. It is interesting word to read, but I think it was too much suffering, even for me. Every time she just like, I didn't deserve it, I'm a monster. Well, I understood why it is like this, but it feels something wrong with that she is in some way thinking that she can do absolutely anything. She is a monster and she is supposed to be isolated. And some another way, she is so much brave, she is so much strong, she is so much wise, and it seems like not so natural. So I think that is what for me seems like a fake more. When Adam told her that actually he could touch her and it's no problem for him, and she suddenly realized that she wants that he will all the time touch her, and she loves him so much. And some way I wonder what it would be if Wonder will touch her first, and how it would be her behavior. It would be Wonder who is touch her and just like, okay, I love you and blah blah blah, right? We see that Wonder actually a very interesting character. We see that he in some way psycho. I had some tragic abused story with his family. That's probably why he became such a violent man. Honestly, during when I read, I will hope that she would be with Wonder, or that maybe they will have more story together. Me, Wonder seems much more interesting than Adam. Adam just a nice guy, but Wonder seems multifaceted person, and he is evil, but he is smart, rational, strategic person. For me, he seems in some way mentally ill, but in some way very interesting person. It would be interesting to look how it would be Juliette with Wonder together. We remember that it was of that moment in the book when it was false alarm, and Juliette understood that actually it's false alarm, and Adam, who is older, he didn't didn't realize it and wonder will ask her with who you are going to run if he even couldn't understand this false alarm. Are you sure that you want to be with him, right? And that's what is really short, that Juliette, she is very smart and she can think in the different ways, that she is never give up, how it's wonder. Adam generally seems a kind of simple guy, and I would say too simple for this book, and even his love is make simple whole story that you're not so much interested to continue read it. I think what it make me more want to read other books. For example, if Adam suddenly died, it would be really interesting what it would be next in the next books. But now they love each other, they're together, they're safety, they have plan, they have people who seems on their side. So it kind of seems boring and what we've seen already millions, thousands times. So conclusion of the book that it's okay, but I will continue read next book because I already bought it. If next book would be the same like this one, I will be bored. So let's give one more chance to the author, to the series, and maybe on the second book it would be different. I really hope. We'll see how it would be with this Omega Point, because they seems very care people, but I think it's supposed to be something bad there. It's usually in the movies, in the books, if it's some underground town, so it's and everyone seems perfect, so probably it's something wrong there. It seems that after South they have some border, right, and they didn't want to cross this border, and I understood why, because we need more learn about respect, about equal rights and blah blah blah, but sometimes you really want that other will cross this border, because it would be, I think, more spicy and more interesting to read. So thank you that you've been with me, and see you on my next video.